Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome or welcome back. We are going to have a conversation. I don't know quite what we're gonna talk about. Maybe a little bit of what I journaled. I didn't journal a whole lot for the first time in about a couple of weeks yesterday. I basically went through 3 journals for March. So how is everyone feeling? It is April 2nd, 2026. Again, all videos are timeless. They are in no time and no space. They are in the quantum. Thank you for clicking play and sharing your specific frequency, energy, flavor, color, and essence, weaving 3-3 on the timer, your quantum medicine and magic into this field with us and whoever is receiving this in the future. Wishnataria shunohoa shinatiria natawa shinotoria nahaya shinotoria natinia nahaya shinotoria na owa shinakina taria nahaya towa shinatiria naha shinatiria natura shinati. Welcome in the elementals, the nature spirits, earth, air, wind, fire, water, ether, all of the nature spirits, all of our guides and teachers, ascended masters, our ancestors, all beings of unconditional love and light that are here, one, always for our highest and best good through this journey that we have been on, individually and togetherly, co-creating this beautiful tapestry as we continue to move forward. 1, 2, 3. All these numbers, 1, 2, 3. You and me. All right, so yes, and this is always for your highest and best good, through and with divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, divine wisdom, divine knowledge, divine remembrance, divine magic, and I can't get my incense to stay in there. All right, as I burned myself a little bit. So how is everyone feeling with this full super pink moon in Libra, which is my sign? My sun is in Aries. We are in Aries season and his birthday is on Sunday. And I actually made this connection, which might be significant for some people. His birthday is 4-5-2013. So he literally has all the numbers of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in his birthday. He was born on the 5th, which is significant this year because we know what Sunday is. And again, we don't celebrate this demonic, inverted, dogmatic religious belief bullshit. And I really hope that if you're here, you aren't as well, because there's some really satanic shit that takes place in the churches around this time, and there's no coincidence. Like, everything is for a reason. That if you are consuming the body and the blood of, you are participating in a satanic ritual. Okay, so that's just for food for thought. I'm not saying that you are here there doing that, but I want you to pay your attention to what you are celebrating, if you still celebrate that in that way. Or you're celebrating a human being murdered. You're being, all of this stuff. So just be mindful. Use your discernment and make those connections of why the satanic forces have structured things a specific way and masked it as something that was good, which is not. It's very demonic and very evil. Again, you're celebrating the murder of somebody. You're also consuming, and again, that's that form of cannibalism. If you know, you know. So please be mindful. And I was raised in the Lutheran religion, and I had no idea we were going this route. Thanks, team. As they laugh at me, thank you, because I really don't. Goosebumps. Like, I'm from there. I was forced to go to church. I was raised in the Lutheran system, which is very, they're all very similar, but very closely religious to the Catholicism, which if you know, you know, fuck you know, hopefully you know. If you're not, all right, you will soon. You will soon. So I never went to a church school, basically from the 1st grade to 8th grade, and then I went into the public school system at the 8th grade. As my nose itches and starts running. But I never went through catechism or whatever that bullshit is, where they indoctrinate you even more, because I was never meant to be indoctrinated. I always, it always felt sickening and uncomfortable, and I just did not get it. And if you're part of my collective that is receiving this frequency and energy, you probably felt the same. Even if you were forced to, you just never. It was very confusing. It was very gross. It was very yucky feeling. And at the time, I didn't know like I do now. It's looking back and taking those higher perspectives. 4, 455 on the timer. Almost said 444. So that is definitely significant because we're also stepping into this 4-4 portal. All right, we're in 4-2. So the number codes are very significant, and start playing around with decoding. I've said, and we have said many times, to play around with that because you're getting more information to decode and activate yourself, because that's what you're doing. You coded yourself specifically to receive this information, these messages, these clues, these codes, these locks, these keys. All right, so we diverse. So it just never felt right, you know, and I don't think I ever participated in that particular ritual, and which is a good thing. I think, and maybe if it was one time as an adult and I still didn't understand it, but I don't, it didn't, So if you know, you know. So just be mindful. So it's really cool that everything is lining up for this particular April with the return of the Christ consciousness. This is not a human being that's returning. Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, these were figures. These were ascended masters. These were teachers. These were guides. These were people that practiced the healing arts. These are people who embodied their light body and their light bodies were activated. If you know, you know. Okay? These are not people to be worshipped. All right? Not at all. So please be mindful and use your discernment. And if you're still stuck in that paradigm, maybe that's something we are here to remind you to maybe reevaluate and use your quantum compass. Use your discernment. Know the truth, feel the truth, see the truth, hear the truth. Don't try to think the truth, okay? There's been a lot of programming and conditioning over many generations forward, okay? And that carries in the blood lineage as well. And a lot of you here are here to have cleared this lineage up. 644 on the timer. All right, you are here to have cleared not just your own karma, but you incarnated in specific blood lineages to cure generational curses and traumas and bondages and things like that, okay? So does that resonate? All right, so we're just going to take just a deep breath. And the light language at the beginning was just light language speaking to your soul. So it's just saying hello to your soul. So sometimes light language is just that. Just again, it's soul language frequency speaking to your soul. Beyond mind and ego's understanding. And it's all perfect. 17. 17s are significant. 717, 777. All right, thank you, team, for all the number codes. Please, I'd take all the number codes. I might have to listen to this video and take all the number codes and decode the combo of the number codes that I'm going to be speaking today. So that just came through for me. And I don't usually watch my videos. Like I said, I hit record. I maybe listen to a little bit to maybe get a title, an idea, because I have no idea what I just said after I said it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, all right. That's what we talked about. You know, and I have some journaling sometimes if I'm reading from the book or whatever, the journals and stuff. All right, see, I completely squirreled off, and now I lost complete what we were talking about. Oh, my son's birthday. So I realized literally just this year with all this decoding I've been doing that his birthday actually has 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in it. All right. Also, his birthday's on the 5th, which is also on that same day. That is the celebration of the return of the Christ consciousness. And Christ consciousness is that. It's a consciousness. It's being returned, unlocked, embodied, reactivated, uploaded, downloaded, all of that, all right? And it's amazing that his 13th birthday is on that day. And it's the day after the 4-4 portal, but if you add 13, this just came in this morning, so if you add in 1 + 3, that's 4. So his birthday is very significant. He is in a big, big portal for this year, which is just like kaboom. Not only we are, but like for him in his birthday and the way it rolls in the calendar cycle, it rolled up on this day and it's rolling up in the 4-4 portal. And the day that the year that he is turning 13 also breaks down to the 4. But 13 is also a very sacred number. Please go look at these numbers. 13 is a very sacred number, okay? So there's just goosebumps to confirm that. There's just so much magic. 919, you're also getting these 9s and these 10s, these completions of big, massive cycles and these new beginning energies. I've been saying this pretty much for the whole month, but definitely for the latter part of the month that something is happening. Something is coming by April 1st, this full moon. Getting activations and downloads. I did a meditation last night. And the meditations I do are not just meditations. They're guided astral travel activations, receivings of codes, downloads, healing frequencies and energies, and they get me really hot. So I want to just touch base on if you're feeling this temperature fluctuation of hot and cold, That's normal. So I know when I'm getting really hot, I'm in a channel mode. I'm in flow state. When I'm getting really, really, really hot towards the end of my meditations, that's a sign of just receiving these frequencies and energies. That's just confirmation in my physical body that I am receiving this, and that's just a sign of synchronicities. Like I said, the goosebumps, the ringing of the ears, the tingles on the head, the tingles on the body, 1022 on the timer as I get really, really warm. So I got to be really mindful when I do my videos how I dress. Yeah. All right, so we're going to get right into it. If you're here, you're meant to. We're 10 minutes in. We're just going to talk about changing it up. So yesterday is the first. I know this is the second. And the messages that were yesterday were perfect. So what's been coming through a lot is a lot of key words, key coded words, quantum words. I like to use the quantum because that's where I live. I live in the quantum. All right. And these codes these words are very activating, as well as the numbers, the synchronicities, the animal combinations, the crystals, all of the stuff. Let me see if I didn't really set these up very well. So we've got the golden healing quartz. These are all channeling crystals because of the way they're cut. This is the dendritic quartz, and this is the clear quartz. So the quartz might be significant as well. All right, so change it up. I've said this in past videos, but they wanted me to say it again. Beginning of the month, Happy New Year. Beginning of the month, we had our first full moon after the spring equinox. Happy New Year, beautiful souls. Change it up, shake it up, change it up and shake it up, change it up and shake it up. All right, so if you've got routines, we all have routines, right? That's just what the human does. That's what we've been programmed and conditioned. But what I've been mentioning is I'm going to go in and shake up my algorithm, or not my algorithm, I'm going to shake up my app. So what I do is every so often I will move all of my apps around on my phone to shake it up. My morning routine, I will shake it up by changing the way, like, instead of making my bed first, I'll do this first, or I'll do that first, or instead of coffee, I'll have tea, or instead of having coffee first, I'll have my green powder first. All right. Or if I normally work out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I will work out on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. These are just small things, and they don't have to be big. Like, those are big things. Like, if you normally shop at a specific grocery store, like Kroger, let's say you just constantly, because you like going to Kroger, well, shake it up and go to Meijer's instead. I go to all the stores, but I go to whatever stores my highest guides me to, because my energy and frequency is needed for them. Confirmation. So if you're guided just to go out and take a drive, you're just in complete hermit mode, but your team's like really pulling you just to go take a drive, maybe just to go to a park and sit or take a walk, or whatever it is. It's because your frequency and energy is needed for that space. There was a good part of like January, February, March, where I was really noted that me, and even if my son was with me, we were guided in different directions, or we missed a turn, no coincidence, or we turned the wrong way, things like that. And we ended up going by different types of accidents, really severe accidents. So why is that? I made a big note of that. It's because your frequency and energy is required for comfort, for healing, for peace, for whatever it is. Remember, it's your frequency and energy that is assisting. They needed your assistance. As I get a full body chill, is confirmation. So if you're ever questioning that is why. If you're guided to go to this coffee shop versus this coffee shop, it is because you are required. Or there's somebody in the space that is you are requiring, right? It could go both ways. All right. And the more tapped in and you're aware of this, you're like, oh, this is really cool. And it's like, okay, what magic are we receiving today? What magic are we sharing today? What medicine are we sharing? What quantum medicine are we sharing? What quantum magic are we sharing? Or what quantum medicine are we receiving? Or what quantum magic are we receiving? So just start having fun with that. All right. And so just, again, whoever's receiving this 1422 is also being guided to just go out there and explore. And yes, I know, like me, I've been in hermit mode like for well over a year and a half. It's been a while. All right. So I go out when I'm guided. I don't force things. I don't overschedule things. I don't structure life like I used to. I used to live on this strict schedule with my workout schedule, my food, my nutrition. Like that was all programming, distraction, and conditioning. And I had to let all that go during this healing process. All right. So we really don't pay attention to the calendar if we don't have to. The days, I really, it's this day, that day, and the other day. I really don't try to pay attention to the time, because there is no time and no space. And yes, as a human, having this 3D human experience, as we ascend and we, during this awakening process where we're stepping into the fourth and fifth dimensions, where most of us are going to be existing in the fifth dimension, in the golden timeline, with access to the fourth and third dimensions. You're in the quantum, and you collapse time. So you can collapse time just by doing these things: shake things up, move things around, do things a little differently. You know, sit here instead of there. I haven't moved my furniture around. That would be a big one. I've thought about it. But I'll move different things around, small things, just even slight adjustments, because that's going to change the energy, because sometimes the energy will become stagnant, and you want to keep it in flow state, 1550 on the timer. All right. You want to kind of keep things moving and flowing, just like 1555, just like you want to keep your money moving, your currency, your frequency, you want to keep it flowing. You don't want it to be stagnant. So same thing in your home, or just your routine. It's good to shift it up. All right. If you normally do strictly strength, I'm gonna just go back to the fitness stuff, because that's where I've stepped out of, and those are just tools in my toolbox now. But and I like to work out. So yesterday I just went into flow state. I did my normal routine on Monday, which I do more of a full body combination. I don't do just a strictly strength training. That always bored me. Like I always say, if you're going to do any type of workouts with weights, do like combination moves, make it fun, multi-body movements, mobility, flexibility, add it all in there. And not just do one day for this and one day for anytime I tried to do that, my soul's like, So yesterday I'm like, all right, I'm just going to flow into move. So I did some quantum light body embodiment, where I do some light language and I shake and I do some somatics, and then I did a little bit of yoga flow state, and then I kind of just finished and settled down with some yin yoga, a lot of breath work, a lot of movement, a lot of eyes. I do this with my eyes closed, so I'm totally tapped in. And it felt perfect. I just put some music on, and it ended up being like 45 minutes later. And I just got on the mat and said, okay, whatever happens, even if I just lay here, So shake your routines up, okay? Change it up. And this is a good time to do that, to clean house. If you feel called to donate and get rid of stuff, this is what happened last April for me, which again is March, April is my anniversary month of my awakening. I like to just note that. I literally just went through all the closets and everything, and I'll probably do it again here soon when I'm called to. I don't force it, like I got to get it done. I did it when I was called to, and then it just flowed. And then you just purge everything. So you empty the cup, you empty the space, so you can be open to receive, because this is the receiving time. You've been releasing, healing, and now it's your time to receive. Okay, it's our time to receive. All right, from doing all of the work and going through all of the training and all of the boot camps and all of the blindfolded tests and all of that stuff. Okay, it is time to receive, release, receive, renew. Okay, so that is, what's coming through right now. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to pull some, earth magic. The incense is still kind of doing its thing back here. All right, so let's just do this. I was going to talk about something else, but I think I'll do another quick video. Keep things a little bit shorter today. All right, it is time for movement. It is time for movement, all right? It is time for movement. And there's that veiled. This has been a huge veiled and fog. You felt foggy, you feel veiled, you feel like you've either been veiled for most of your life. This literally came through in Sarah Ariana's video this morning. Go check her YouTube video out. And this morning is source, connecting to source, seeing that now if you've been feeling veiled your whole life, like I have felt veiled, like you're able to channel and use your gifts with other people, but for you yourself, you've been either completely like hardly tapped in, or it's really hard to tap in or to see things and to, she says that's lifting. And I got, like I said, 2 weeks ago, I went and saw my soul mama who did an intuitive reading referring to a veil slowly burning for me personally. So I have felt veiled fog my entire life. Like I've been walking through fog blindfolded my entire life. For the most part, I feel like I have been cloaked and veiled, not just from myself, but to others as well. So I felt like there's been things that have been veiled and cloaked for me for this specific reason. There's a reason for it. All right. But also, yeah, for me to be able to completely tap in so I could go through this process and go through this training and all of that. So this has been a big, even before I started hearing this, you know, I already intuitively knew this from a few weeks ago, and this then all of a sudden the word veiled, unveiled, revealed started showing up in all ways, shapes, and forms. So this is the second card that decides to show up. You've spent a lot of time in solitude, or you felt like you've been on your island, you've been voted off other islands, sort of, but you chose to allow other people to vote you off the island, or you choose to go to your own island and hang out to do this healing. The voting off the island, you decided that I don't need to be on this island, you guys can go ahead and vote me off, I'm okay over here, all right, to do my work. All right, you poured all of your, you went down all of it, you did the healing, you poured all the compassion and love into yourself, you learned of who you are, you've released all the detachment, you've detached from everything, you've released all of the attachments, you've detached from everything, poured into that. And what's coming next is this very fiery, maybe you've already been feeling this energy, you just don't quite know yet. Again, you haven't gotten further instructions, 2102 on the timer. You just know that you are here to create and to play, and you have a fire in your belly basically, and you're ready to go. All right. So, is there anything else? Yeah, there's a lot of velocity. There's a lot of, when I see velocity volcano, it's like this is going to you're going to explode and to erupt with this very passionate energy in the best way. This particular energy today doesn't feel like a doom and gloom. It feels like you are going to erupt with so much passion and so much inspiration, ignition, excitement, getting some information, and you're going to be able to run forward with it. All right. And there's the rainbow again. Have you been seeing rainbows like I have? But I embody a rainbow frequency, so please let me know in the comments if you feel this multicolored frequency, because again, rainbow bridges, rainbow warriors, I embody a rainbow frequency. So I don't usually when I tap into color and frequency, I just feel it all. I feel all of it. 2211. So rainbow blessings, they're here. Your rainbow blessings are here. All right. And everything's going to be ebb and flow. So everything moving forward from this day forward is going to feel easy, effortlessly. It's going to just flow. You know, not to say you might have a few bumps in the road, but you know how to navigate that a lot more easily. But oceans are significant as well. Maybe you're going to be called to go to an ocean, visit an ocean, vacate at an ocean, ebb and flow. And then the promises are here. All right, promises, new moon. So something maybe between now, the full moon and the new moon. And the new moon will be in Aries, which is amazing because the full moon was in Libra, and the next new moon is in my sun sign, which is Aries. Fire and air, very opposing. So your new moon, maybe something by then, okay? All right, shake it up, wake it up. New moon, tsunami, wake up call. Maybe you're gonna be getting another wake up call. Like I've been going through another awakening in its own quiet, gentle way. And I've mentioned this many times versus the original last year, which was more of like an alarm clock, alarming wake up call. This feels like another wake up call is coming. All right. And just continue to listen to your instincts, all your instincts. You know what you know, you see what you see, you feel what you feel. All right, you hear what you hear, and you're guided by your quantum compass. No questions asked. You don't try to think it out or figure it out through the mental mind or the ego. You feel it out. You feel the truth, all right? So continue. Wolves are significant. So listening to your intuition and your instincts. And again, you are doing stuff in your dream time. You're creating in your dream time. And during those creations, you're going to be able to pull those down now from the higher realms into this physical reality as we move forward. All right. So there's that beautiful message. Thank you for hanging out, co-creating and playing with me in the collective, in your team members, your higher consciousness, cosmic consciousness. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye. Oh yes, remember, I am you are me, and we are we are getting this done. So we are proud of you. Thank you. Bye.